anything nice? Did you like that one? Oh, hello. We're live. Hello, how are you? This is very exciting. I'm here with Maxie Bear. Max, say hello. Hello. We are here in our new little house in Los Angeles. Thank you for all your lovely comments on our last video of Max finally getting his way over here. We had so much support and so many wonderful support messages. So big thank you. So this is a Q&A live. I haven't done one of these before. I've done one of these ages ago, but we haven't done one recently. There's so many comments coming through right now. So big thank you to all of you guys saying hello. Noah, Kira, Chris Tang says hi. I hope that you've been keeping up with what's been going on. There's loads of questions. Basically, I'm going to try and keep my eye on this, but maybe if you leave us some comments in this section below, Sophie will pull us up some of our favourites and we'll get them answered for you. But yes, let me fill you in on what's been going on. We are in Los Angeles. Max is here. He arrived last week and he's been getting all settled in. And as you can see, he doesn't love doing one of these Facebook Lives, but he does love treats. Oh, was that nice? But yeah, so he had a great trip and he's been very much settled over the last few days. He has been, the first 3 days I think he was a little bit jet lagged, so at about 3 a.m. in the morning I would feel like this kind of weird feeling of someone watching me, and I'd wake up and Max would be there just kind of hovering over the bed watching me. So that was a little bit weird, but yeah, and then he would kind of work up to nudging me in the face at like 3 a.m. So anyway, he's over the jet lag, he's getting all settled in, and I'm pretty sure he likes it now. We haven't had a chance to kind of really explore the area because we don't have a car yet, but we've been walking around the neighborhood and we've been checking out what's been going on. Do you want to sit up? Oh, sit up. And we did an epic hike up into Griffith Park on, when was that, last weekend? With Cupcake Gemma, another Gemma who does cupcakes, the lovely Gemma Stafford from Bigger Boulder Baking. We went and met her dog, Waffles. So Max and Waffles went on a little bit of a date. So they were checking each other out. Loads of comments coming in. I'm trying to keep my eye on them, and we're going to pull up our favourite ones for me to answer as soon as we can. But in the meantime, I'm just filling you in on what's been going on. We're going to do a little bit of house tour. You can get a sneak peek of what's in the back. I'm just like looking at what's in the background there. You can see Max's treats are right there. Would you like another one? Would you like another little treat? This is probably the only reason he's sitting on my lap. I've got like a pile of treats here. But anyway, yes, we are going to give you a house tour. We're going to record one of those and give you a showcase of what the new place is like. We're properly settled in. The first night there was absolutely nothing in the house, and we had to, there's literally a Target just down the road. So we went down to the Target, we got bed sheets, pillows and duvets and the whole lot, and because we had no car, we put it all into the shopping cart and wheeled up the street. So any of the neighbours watching must have gone, okay, yeah, the Irish have arrived, here they are wheeling a shopping cart up the street. So yeah, we've brought down the neighbourhood straight off the bat the minute we arrived. But anyway, it's all settled in. We've done like loads of trips to Target and IKEA and all the bits for like the things you need to settle into your new place essentially. And kitchen bits starting to arrive. We got little bits here and there, and we're hopefully going to be all set up to maybe do a few videos here. There's a really cool oven and there's a really great hob, and we just got one of these like induction hobs that I'm going to be able to shoot from the little kitchen counter there. Loads of questions coming in. I'm loving them. Hello from a fellow Irishman. When are you back on Saturday Kitchen, Donal? Hello from Ireland. Why did you decide to move? That's a good question, actually. I was going to hold off on answering the questions just till we got this little story out, but it leads me quite nicely into why we moved. And lots of people have asked us why we moved to LA. We were so much a part of Ireland and Dublin, and everyone was used to seeing Irish little elements of Ireland on the channel. The reason we moved here, I signed a contract with Food Network, and a lot of my work is now based in America. So between New York and LA, I've been doing a little bit of work with Food Network. And also, there's so many great opportunities to collab out here with other YouTubers. It's a really great space. There's a huge YouTube community in Los Angeles, so that's been a huge reason. I actually kind of got the idea around when we went to VidCon 2 years ago. So from my point of view, we just saw huge opportunities to grow the channel, to meet other people who were doing the same thing as us, and all of that, I say, but also the weather is incredible out here. So we are obsessed with the fact that it's like sunshine pretty much every day. Though I will say, in the last little while, it has not been great weather. It has been a little bit rainy. It's about maybe 12, 13 degrees today. But the great thing is that when the sun does shine, it really warms up quite quickly. Someone asked me, have I gone to Cheese Factory yet? Jaden Lewis asked me to go to Cheesecake Factory. I've actually done a cheesecake challenge with Rosanna Pansino from Nerdy Nummies, but I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory place. The restaurant itself, but yes, I've essentially tried 15 different types of cheesecakes with Rosanna Pansino, so I feel like I've got my good take on what that's going to be. But yes, so there's a whole load of lovely comments coming in here. So one person keeps asking about Saturday Kitchen. I present a show on BBC One in London called Saturday Kitchen, and we do that once a month. So the plan is, at the moment, I'm going to go back and forth from LA to London once a month, and it's going to be a little bit traumatic because I'm not great with jet lag. And this time it took me at least a good week to get eight hours. I'm only now in the last 2 or 3 days sleeping solidly, which is, oh my god, I was like a zombie going around. But yes, that's the plan for the moment. Once a month to Saturday Kitchen. I absolutely love doing it. It's a live cooking show. It's kind of like, in the States, it's kind of like the Chew, I think, is the equivalent. And it's a really... Oh, Max is off. What's out there? But yes, he's got to check it. You can see he feels very much naturally at home. But yeah, so that's what our plan is and how things are going to work. And obviously there'll be work back out here as well. So we're kind of keeping things on the move. I'm going to come to the center of the video now. But yeah, so that's the plan for the next while we get settled in here. Sophie's right there. I don't know. Let me turn. She has her back to me. She's checking out the comments. Hi, Sophie. Hello. She's hiding. As you can see, she has one of these giant... What is that? Is that a scarf?
It's just a scarf.
It kind of looks like a giant blanket.
It's nice.
It's very cool. As you can see, Max is checking her out. Loads and loads of comments coming in here. Have you picked any of the really good ones yet? Or will I do that?
Was I supposed to?
No, maybe I can scrub. Yeah, if you can pick out one or two of the good comments, or I'll just keep them coming. So New Year. Someone just asked about New Year resolutions. And someone asked, did you sell your gaff back home to fund the move? No, we didn't have. We actually just rented that house in Ireland, so it was an easy move. The owners actually wanted to sell the house, so it was kind of like the kick up the arse to go and make the move. And actually, that was one of the big reasons we decided to make the move, because our house was going up for sale and we didn't really necessarily want to find a new house in Ireland straight away. So this was a good little kind of straight in opportunity, I guess. So what event prompted the move originally? That's what I mentioned about the VidCon was a big reason why we decided to move. We just saw the opportunities out here and the bloody weather, and then obviously my house had gone up for sale, so that was one of the main reasons, two main reasons we decided to come out here. And again, it's all about adventure. I've literally just turned 30 and we've done so much in Ireland and the UK, and I've absolutely loved expanding the career and doing all those sorts of things. But there comes a point where you're kind of realizing you're in the same cycle, you're in the same pattern, and you're doing the same things. And sometimes, especially around New Year's time, it's a good opportunity to look back and figure out a time to pivot. And you're doing the similar sort of things, but there's different ways you can do them. And moving to LA was a big kind of reason to kind of change things up and to try something new. Someone's just asked, is LA quite health conscious? The food here is a good mix. I mean, you have all the crazy, terrible American junk food, but you also have this really great big push towards kind of seasonal food, and then there's kind of really interesting restaurants doing healthy things. Great vegan restaurants out here, if anyone's doing veganary, I think that's how you call it. But yeah, there's loads of vegan restaurants. We went to a place called Cafe Gratitude, where essentially you go in and you order your meal, but instead of like ordering what you want, each dish is titled by like virtuous or happiness or loveliness or whatever. So you go, so the waitress says, how do you feel today? And you go, I am fabulous, or I am gratitude, or I am virtuous, or whatever it is. I've totally badly explained that, but either way, they're really into kind of that healthy side of living here, and it's quite inspirational in that sense as well. I love your videos and I loved your Swedish on the Swedish TV show Köket. It actually was called Mitt Kök when I was doing it, and I think it's only recently called changed to being called Köket. I loved presenting in Swedish because my Swedish is so bad that I had so much fun with it, and there was always I always kind of compare that experience to like watching Italian chefs on American or English TV, because they have the really strong accent, and there's one or two mistakes here and there, and it's always a little bit I don't know if they intend to be funny, but there's some comedy moments. But similarly, with when I was speaking Swedish, I was making all these mistakes and basically making an absolute mess of it. But it's all about the funny moments, and I love doing that. Someone said, "I love your singing voice." Yes, I used to be in a pop band, and I absolutely loved doing that. But I've taken early retirement from the pop music industry, and I haven't been singing for a very long time, so I'm very much out of practice. Please keep all those likes coming up. There's loads of thumbs up, and I can see them when they come up on screen, so make sure you click that button. We're at 83 likes, and there's loads of them coming in, so please bring them up. And now that I've mentioned it, there's loads coming in, so that's great. Can you sing for us? No, that is not going to happen. I maybe another time. I would love to do a kind of like a fun take on some of the music videos we had. We were a band called Industry, and we had 2 Irish number ones, which I was very proud of. But yes, so we're past that for the moment. Yes. Oh, Sophie has some of the questions coming in. What do you think?
What are you planning on cooking next?
What am I planning on cooking next? Well, this weekend on YouTube, there is a brilliant recipe for chocolate chip cookies, and that is one that a lot of people have put a request in for, so we've finally gotten around to making it. They are one of my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipes because you can freeze, it makes a huge batch of chocolate chip cookies, and then you can freeze half the dough in the freezer and then slice it out whenever you need a quick fix of chocolate chip glory. And the best thing about it is they make kind of like chewy in the middle cookies, and then sort of kind of crispy exterior, and you put a little pinch of sea salt to counteract all the sweetness, and they are absolutely epic. So that's what's coming up next. Tonight we are having date night, so I'm not cooking this evening. We're going to a really cool little restaurant called Little Beast in Eagle Rock, and then we're going to the cinema to see what's the movie called?
I can't remember.
Noble Creatures. No, Nocturnal Creatures, yeah. I think it's called. Yeah, so Nocturnal Creatures is what I'll report back and let you know. Any other questions, Sophie?
What's your goal for 2017?
Goal for 2017 is to... That's a good question. A big thing last year what for me was getting into a regular pattern and a routine of exercise and diet, because my schedule tends to be absolutely all over the place. So my big thing last year was to implement that and to kind of get something. So my morning routine now is I get up, I do yoga. I don't know if anyone is subscribed to her on this who's watching right now, but there's a fantastic yoga channel called Yoga with Adrian. And Adrienne, I don't know. Yes, and we've been doing her Revolution every morning, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm obsessed with it. I'm feeling very zen. And the one we did yesterday was all about like the core, and my chest is just like breaking right now because I'm feeling very tense in my stomach muscles. But it means that something's working. But anyway, so yes, I do my yoga. I was doing this service called Yogaya, which was like an online yoga thing. But to be perfectly honest, they got rid of all the teachers I liked, and so now I've just cancelled my subscription, and now I'm using YouTube, which is great. I should start doing more yoga in classes, because you do get a really good vibe going on from that. But that's my first thing I do in the morning. Then I do meditation. Headspace app is my go-to thing. I do 10 to 15 minutes of that. Then we bring Max for a walk, or we get him out and get moving, get some fresh air, get out there. Come back, have a really good breakfast. And one little thing which I've added this year, and I'm sure people will kind of throw their nose up a little bit about this, but I'm all about gratitude. And my big thing this year is keeping a gratitude diary. Funny enough, I'm the thing that the camera is standing on right now is a book called The Gratitude Diaries, and it's all about being grateful every single day for what you have. And especially when we're moving and there's so much stress and there's so many things like that, it's important to kind of hone back in once a day and figure out what you are happy and grateful for. Otherwise, you can lose track of it. So that's a big part of my daily routine. I also have Trello, and so basically, someone asked me what my New Year's resolution is. Basically, it's to get organised and get my beep together. Next question, Sophie.
Someone says they don't have any. Erica says
Erica.
They don't have any of your books.
Erica says she doesn't have any of my books. Right, Erica, you've asked if you don't have any of my books, which one should you buy? I always, when it comes down to choosing books, I always go the most recent one, because I'm always most proud of the most recent one because it's the one I've just finished working on. But I would say it depends on what you want. So the very first book, I've done about 7 cookbooks at this point. So the very first cookbook is called Good Mood Food. It's all about simple, healthy home cooking. It's kind of like a rounded, healthy eating book, but it's not like so specifically healthy. Second one was Kitchen Hero, bringing cooking back home. All about the basics, the sort of things if you're a first-time cook. You know, there's pizza bases, there's bread doughs, there's tomato sauces, there's, you know, some really inspirational dishes as well in there, but it's very much a cookbook for the first-time cook in the first, you know, in your first kitchen. Next one was Cheap Eats. So Kitchen Hero, Great Food for Less. That was Cheap Eats, very much based in around eating with not that much money, so things you can make on a shoestring. Last one, the next one was Home Cooked, and that very much honed in on proper home cooking. You know, big roasts, big family meals, epic desserts, great little starters and salads and healthy inspirational foods in there as well. I wasn't going to say what you thought I was going to say. Loads of thumbs up. Keep the thumbs up coming. And then what was after that? Home Cooked happened, and then... Fresh. Oh, sorry. Yes, Fresh. So Fresh was very much based on changing your lifestyle, healthy eating. A really good one, especially around this time of the year when you're thinking of kind of healthy eating. Fresh was all about healthy eating, and there's a few recipe videos up on this website. Melanie Murphy, hello, Donal. So this website, this YouTube channel has loads of the videos from Fresh, and we have ones from the new book, Eat, Live, Go. So I don't know if I've answered your question, but Eat, Live, Go is my favorite right now because it's the newest one. But maybe something in that description sparked your interest. How is Max adjusting to the new home? He is finding it really well. Like, I mean, we thought he'd find it a little bit weird. He'd be out of sorts for a few days, but he was like straight into it. The minute he came out of his crate, I don't know if you've watched the video, but we filmed the whole process of him coming off the... Erica, thank you for your answer. Thank you very much, Erica. We filmed him coming off his crate and doing the whole process of picking him up from America, so you can check it out. I'll leave it somewhere. It's basically on the channel. Go check it out. But yeah, we thought he would have some trouble, but straight out of the crate, he was full of energy, full of life. He drank and then peed for Ireland, and then he's been pretty much. Right now he's like laying down there. If I had more treats, maybe he'd be more interested. But yeah, so he's straight off the bat. He's really good. Someone said sure did loved watching it, and it was so heartwarming. So thrilled for hear that. Any advice for growing a cooking YouTube channel? Consistency is key. Since I started, we have been uploading a video every single Sunday, almost at the same time every week, and we do it on a Sunday, upload it. Try and have these sorts of conversations. Speak to your audience. Ask what they want to see. And like certainly in the early days, we would have always asked, you know, what you guys want to see, what you want to hear next. You know, like I said, we are cooking a recipe on this Sunday's video based on specific requests you guys have made. And I think, you know, when there's that sort of back and forth, it really makes a difference to your audience and to your community. So if you're thinking of starting a cooking channel, that is key to it. And also, cook epic recipes and people will come. Did you start from YouTube? I just watched Kitchen Hero and I like it. No, I'm not really a original YouTuber. I actually got my start in traditional TV shows. So I started a food blog in 2007, and that grew to through to a book, which was Good Mood Food, and then the book got picked up. We did a little bit of promotion. I was doing some radio interviews, and I got approached by a producer to create a TV show based around what I was cooking on the blog. So it all went from there, and it just rolled on. And actually, it was Jamie Oliver who kind of got me into the whole world of YouTube. And I was doing some videos on his FoodTube channel, and then I started doing them on mine, and then that's how it kind of grew. And so we've been doing it for the last while, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's grown, and actually that's the reason we're mainly here. It's both YouTube, but also I was doing Food Network Star Kids last summer with Tia Mori, and we've just shot a little pilot which should be going out this year as well. So very exciting stuff, and it's lovely how you can be doing YouTube and you can be doing kind of traditional TV shows as well. So I'm loving the fact that I can do that. Do you speak Italian? No, I do not. I'm very sorry. Do you like Conor McGregor? Absolutely big fan of Conor McGregor. I am so not into sports in any way, shape or form, but I am obsessed with MMA. I don't know why. It's just like the controversy, and it's all the drama and like the throwing bottles and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's totally like, it's trashy stuff, but I absolutely love it. So yes, can you say you're beautiful in Irish? I'm going to try. Tá tú go hálan. That's you're beautiful in Irish. The terrible thing about Irish is that they do not teach it in Ireland the way they should, because I can't speak it in the way that I can speak Swedish. I only learned Swedish in like frickin' 6 years, and in 6 years I can speak not fluently, but I can speak with a good level of the language. I'm looking over here because Sophie's going to be like, you can speak like a kindergarten child. But anyway, I can speak much more Swedish than I can speak Irish, and I wish I'd learned Irish better in school, because it's lost on me. And I mean, there's a few little phrases I can do, but I just can't. Can you speak German? No, I can't. Are any of your cookbooks available from you? Yes, and actually, I should tell you that we have a brand new cookbook, Fresh. Fresh is coming out in the US this spring. So in March, I'm going to be on the Rachel Ray Show. I'm going to be on the Today Show, where we have a lovely little feature, I think, coming up in a few different magazines. So I'm really excited about my very first US cookbook. So I'll leave I don't know if I can leave. In the description box, I will leave a link. So if you want to pre-order your copy of Fresh, which is my first ever American cookbook. So Alyssa Mona says this, and she has like loads of emojis saying this. So hello. Will you be doing book signings? We're actually just talking about this right now. I would love to do some cookery demonstrations here in LA and maybe in New York. And hopefully we might do a book signing. I'd love to do one in the Grove. The Grove is a really cool mall in America, so I would love to do one there. What is Jamie Oliver and Gennaro Contaldo like? Good question. Gennaro is absolutely nuts. When I met Gennaro Contaldo to do a collaboration with him, he had his pants around his ankles because he was getting changed in one of Jamie's restaurants. So that was the first time I met Gennaro Contaldo. And it was a little bit awkward, but he's an absolute legend and such a nice guy. He was great fun to record with, really fun guy. And Jamie equally, oh my God, he's such a hero of mine. And I got to cook with him the first time I ever met him. So we were doing a live food tube show. Such a great guy. He touches base with me, every once in a while. He actually, a few days ago, he messaged me just to say congratulations on the move. And he's just such a great guy. So really, really have the utmost respect for him, and the things he's done in his career are just so inspirational. So does Gennaro cook so good for real? Yes, Gennaro, why is he cooking so good? He does. Do you like Harry Potter? Who is your favorite chef? All good questions. Jamie's a big inspiration. Big fan of a restaurant called Jelena here in LA. A big fan of the chefs there. What is your favorite thing to cook? There's so many questions, guys. They keep coming in, so I'm trying to answer them as quick as they come. Are you going to go and visit Australia? I would love to visit Australia. I've never been, and I met Donna Hay presenting Saturday Kitchen, she's just like the queen of Australian cooking, and she has the most spectacular food styling and beautiful magazines and cookbooks. And she suggested that I go to Australia, and a whole host of different people have suggested I go to Australia. Not only because the food is good, but also it's there's quite a lot of Asian inspiration there, or Asian influences, and I absolutely love Asian food. So I would love that. Have you ever met Brothers Green Eat? Is that their actual Brothers Green Eat? Yes, I have. We met them in New York very recently. We talked about doing a collab, and I would love to do something with them. In fact, good that you mentioned that, because I'm going to touch base with them and let them know that I'm coming to New York. Do you speak Irish? If so, I do. We mentioned the Irish situation there. Might you do more vegan recipes? I'd love to do more vegan recipes. Will your parents be coming to America to visit? Yes, I'm sure they will at some point. My dad was heartbroken to say goodbye to Max. He had been looking after Max pretty much all of last year while we were essentially moving all around the place. And now that we finally have a house, he's moved back out here. But my dad had to say goodbye to him, and he was heartbroken. So it's been a little bit tough in that sense, but Max is doing well, and he's happy that Max is doing well. So I think in that sense he's happy that he knows he's okay. But I think they will definitely come out and visit us, hopefully at some point this year.
Someone asked, how many times do you try a recipe before you?
How many? Oh, that's a good question. So a lot of testing goes into the recipes that we put up on the YouTube channel and on the website, and so invariably we will have tested a recipe about 3 times before it ends up on the YouTube channel or as a recipe. So my format of doing things normally is I have an idea or I have a recipe title, or I've tried something I want to recreate. I will basically start that. I will write the recipe. I'll basically go through it, research it, check out how it's going to work. I'll cook it, then a food stylist cooks it, and then we'll test it independently as well. So by the time it gets to you, it'll have been tried in different ways, and the end version that you guys get is something that has had input from lots of different people. So hopefully by the time it gets to you, it's something that will work. Favorite food? I love Asian cookery and I love Thai flavors. There's a fantastic Thai restaurant very close to us here in Echo Park. So I point that way because it's that way. It's called Night and Song Market, or Night Market and Song. I always get confused, but it's some of the best Thai food I've tried outside Thailand. So that is definitely one of my favorite foods to eat. Someone said, "Is Trump coming after you?" I hope not. I have all the right visas. So we've just came to America in time for Trump to be inaugurated, which is, I don't know. I'm not going to get into political opinions, but I was definitely an Obama fan. Do you like pizza or spaghetti? Yes. Did you check out the spaghetti aglio e olio we put up last week? It's had loads of views already, and it's extremely popular. And yes, so check it out. It's a really great 5-minute or 5-ingredient recipe that takes only minutes. Takes the time to cook pasta, so it's very simple.
They're asking about the visa process.
Yes, so I just saw that actually. So someone asked about the visa process. For anyone out there who wants to live the American dream and do what we're doing right now, it is a tricky process, but it is not impossible. Basically, the visa I'm on is an O1 visa, and that means you are someone who... I quite like it because it says you're someone of extraordinary talent, and that's what I've been going around telling people, even though it's probably not true. But basically, it's to describe someone who has work out in the States, or someone who could benefit from working out in the States. So there's varying degrees of visas, and there's lots of different ways in. So it would be basically, if you can prove that someone in America will employ you, you are on a good track to allowing or helping your process of getting a visa. So the best thing, and the way we did it, was we spoke to a visa attorney, and there's lots of different people out here who can help you with that. You'll end up paying, and this is being really honest, you'll end up paying about $4 grand in euro to get the process from start to finish, but you will end up with the opportunity to live out here. Generally, it'll happen for about, you can get a visa for 3 years, and it means that you can work out here. So,
And that's our visa, that's not the price for all visas.
Yeah, so that's the visa we're on, but it's not the price for all visas. So there's lots of different, I know, someone's just said $4 grand, oh God! I know, it's a big investment, but you know what, if you're going to come out here and you're serious about it, over 3 years, hopefully with the work you'll have, you'll make it back. So yeah, that's our process. And if you have any more questions about it, Sophie is the person who did it. Sophie did all the work on it. I just turned up to the embassy. So she has all the answers for that. And maybe if there's anyone who's really desperate or who wants to figure out how to do it, I'm sure she will stick some answers or some answers to your questions there as well.
They're asking what's your favourite herb to keep.
What is my favourite herb? Oh, my favourite herb, and this is a controversial one. My favourite herb is coriander, or cilantro if you are in the States. It is just my go-to herb. I love using it. It's great for Mexican food. It's great for Southeast Asian cookery. So yeah, they're my go-to. It's just my go-to herb, and I have some in the fridge right now, so I'm very happy about that. How many children do you have? None that I'm aware of. I don't know. I don't think I have any children. Sophie, do we have any children?
Not that I know.
No, none that she knows of either, so yes. Do lots of emojis help you spot these things? Yes, they kind of do, because they take up the whole screen. But don't you all go start doing that. Keep the thumbs up coming up. It's quite cool. There's a few little settings here on this Facebook Live thing. I can share, I can mute, I can hide chat. I just want to press this button to see. Oh, look, there's a thing where I can go, dance party. Now we've gone dance party. I knew there was something like this. This is quite funny. Oh, look, and when you move, it kind of, ooh, I love it. Fantastic. Okay, let's see what dream is like. Sorry. Oh, this is the dream sequence. So when we're talking to you, it's all a bit scary. And this is glamour. I don't know. That one's not great. Then there's beam. Don't love that one. 8 minutes. Oh, that's quite retro and quite cool. And then there's dawn. That's like morning time. That's quite, I feel like that's a very LA filter. Then there's loads of these. Documentary style. Sepia. You can vote and tell me which one of these you like. Silver screen, haunt, sketch. Oh, hello. Okay, I think I'm gonna go back. I think I quite like the dance party. That was quite fun. I like this a bit going on. Okay, I'm gonna stop that now and go back to normal.
I have a few more questions for you.
Okay, Sophie has more questions. Right, Sophie, hit me.
How did you get Max? Did you have him since the puppy?
How do we get Max? Good question, and one that always gets asked. So, number one Big question. I should do a FAQ. Is that what it's called? Frequently asked questions? A FAQ. One of the questions we get all the time is, what sort of dog is Max? Max is a Jack Russell Border Collie cross. Don't think too hard about that because someone didn't come out well in that situation. But he is a Jack Russell Border Collie cross. He is not a corgi. He always gets mistaken for a corgi. Even the other day, someone was like, "Oh, there's a corgi." He is not a corgi. Not that there's anything wrong with corgis, but that's not what he is.
You could have just answered, he's a rescue dog.
Oh yeah. He is a rescue dog, and we got him from a brilliant charity in Ireland called Dogs in Distress. We originally were meant to be foster dog parents because we wanted to take in dogs, look after them, and until they found a new home. Max arrived in, and literally the minute he arrived, I fell in love, and I knew straight away we could not give him back. We had this weird thing, me and Sophie, because she got really upset because didn't know if we should keep him and didn't know if we could keep him and all this, but I was like, there's no question, we're keeping him. But yes, there was a moment, wasn't there, where you were like, you didn't know if we could keep him?
Because we travel so much, I
yeah.
didn't know if it was fair.
Yeah, Sophie was basically saying that it wasn't, because we travel so much, but then my dad came and got involved and he looked after him all the time, so there was no problem. So yeah, Lo, have you got another question for me?
What country would you like to open a restaurant in?
What country would I like to open a restaurant in? That's a good question. I would love to open a restaurant, more a cafe than a restaurant. I quite like more kind of, easy eating. But yeah, I would say somewhere, Dublin is a great city for it. London's another fantastic foodie spot. And LA is brilliant. There's a little spot down the road where I was just looking at it the other day going, that would make a fantastic restaurant.
Someone asked, will we ever live in Sweden?
Someone asked, will we ever live in Sweden? And that is a hot topic in our relationship between myself and Sophie. And yes, I think we will live in Sweden at one point. We've talked about having like a really beautiful summer house there. The dream is to have a summer house there, so that when we have kids, that we'd be able to go and spend some time there and check out the lakes. And you can see I'm like glancing over for full approval from my wife to make sure it's all okay. Sophie has moved away from being in her little. Oh, she's back. What are you? Are you checking things out there? Will you go to VidCon this year? Yes, I am going to be at VidCon this year. We got some emails asking us to chat at VidCon again, so we'll definitely be there this year. Someone just said Snapchat. I have given up on Snapchat. I'm so sorry for anyone who is a Snapchat fiend. I just can't do both. I'm doing Instagram stories, so if you want that daily dose of Donal love, go and check me out on Instagram stories. That is where I will be, and that's where I will give you the most love. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just can't do both. And Snapchat, I wasn't getting as many views on Snapchat as I get on Instagram stories, so that is where I am. And if you want to come and check me out, that is where I will be. Someone just said, I love your Instagram stories, so I'm glad to hear that. Will you be at VidCon Amsterdam? No, I didn't even know there was a VidCon in Amsterdam. Oh, actually I did, they announced it last year. What is the easiest recipe I have? Check out the one-pan pasta. Check out the spaghetti aglio e olio. Check out my one-pan Singapore noodles. All super, super easy. Yes, I am married. She's right here. What food do you hate? I hate licorice. I despise it.
Someone asked, what's your favourite cake?
What's my favourite cake? Good question. There's a chocolate Guinness cake, which is, now that St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, that is a really good one, and the video for that is here. We will hopefully will you write these things in the description box and see?
I tried to.
Apparently we can't put it in the description box just yet.
Someone else asked, or you answered, you did.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favourite fruit?
My favourite fruit. Maybe we could choose like the really, really good questions and not like what my favourite fruit is. My favourite fruit is, I do love mango, and I love dried mango. I love like snacking on dried mango. Someone asked me, did I love semlor, which is a Swedish cream bun, and I do love a semlor, but I prefer a cinnamon bun, which is even better. Can Sophie say hi to me in Swedish? Jaden Lewis. Okay, Sophie, can you say hi?
Hey.
Yep, that's how they say hello in Swedish. Can you not say like something more in Swedish to them?
Jag vet inte vad du vill att jag ska säga.
Du kan bara säga hej till Jaden.
Hey Jaden.
Hur mår du? Anyway, yes, we'll get Sophie in full YouTube form, and she can sit in properly on one of these videos soon. What is the place in the United States you most wish to visit? I think I've been to the favorite place. I've been to New York, I've been to LA, been to Oregon. No, not Oregon. I've been to South Dakota. I've been to New Orleans. I've been a whole load of different places, but I haven't been to Portland. That is one place I would like to go. How did you get into cooking? My family are in the food business, so that's how I kind of grew up with it.
I have two good questions.
Okay, Sophie has two good questions. I've just switched the phone into.
From?
Where do I get inspiration from? Travel is my big love. I love traveling. It's just one of my favorite things to do, and I always pick up great inspiration. So that is my big love. I also do, from the sort of dishes I grew up with, and the other sort of inspiration is from whatever's in season. I'm always loving going to markets and checking out new ingredients. There's an amazing Asian supermarket, literally, that I can walk to down the road, and I'm obsessed with that because there's so many new ingredients that I haven't used before that I want to try. Have you been to Austin? Yes, I have. I was down at South by Southwest last year.
So
Sophie has one. What's the question?
Did it ever happen that a recipe failed?
Did it ever happen that a recipe failed? Recipes fail all the time, and they fail during the testing process. So yes, that's the whole process of developing a recipe. So they do fail sometime, invariably. And I have to, not to blow my own trumpet, but I've kind of got good at writing recipes in the last few years, where you've made so many mistakes that you start to kind of develop. You'll choose things that will work, and you won't make the same mistakes. So generally, I could be quite cocky here and say that my recipes generally, from the point of me writing them to the point of cooking for the first time, generally are pretty solid. But look, that cannot be an even generalization, because there's always mistakes that happen. And I'm sure if any of the food stylists I work with are watching this, they'll go, that is absolute bull. So
this morning.
But yeah, and actually we were doing a Facebook Live this morning, and we burnt toast. So it can always go tits up, and but that's the beauty of cooking. You can make mistakes in the kitchen, and you should always have that just ultimate confidence in the kitchen. If it messes up, like the other day I had Gemma Stafford over for Gemma's Bigger Bolder Baking, and I made beautiful hollandaise sauce, and by the time they were a little bit, we were giving them the house tour, and by the time I went back to my hollandaise, it had bleeding split, and so it was just this horrible, disgusting mixture. But there's ways of bringing it back, and if it goes balls up, you gotta just get back in there, whisk it up, and make it work. So don't be afraid to cook and make mistakes in the kitchen. It is just my ultimate piece of advice for anyone who is nervous about cooking. It really is important.
How long does it take to make a video?
How long does it take to make a video? So normally, and actually this is a good question, because a lot of people ask about the kitchens, and one important thing for anyone who's watching now should be that we're not going to be cooking. You probably won't see much of this kitchen yet, because normally we batch make the video recipes. So we will do a shoot day that we will cook through 5 different recipes in one day, and we just do it all in one big batch like that. So invariably you'll see you'll wonder why it's all in the same kitchen when we're now moved into a new place. But that kitchen, actually, I'm probably the one that you see most of my recipe videos in now is a kitchen that we'll continue to use back in Ireland, because I have the crew that I use back in Ireland. The production company that we have is essentially based there, so I'm going to continue doing a few videos back home. But me and Sophie, we're going to try and do some videos in this kitchen, and we'll give you a little bit of a tour before we start shooting there. So yeah, that's the plan, and that's how we normally do our videos. Keep the thumbs up coming, and keep them coming out. And if you haven't clicked thumbs up, go do now. I don't know why, but I like seeing thumbs up.
What about dinner party with anyone, alive or deceased?
Dinner party. So basically, someone's asked my ideal dinner party guests. I would say, actually, I've done this so many times, and I always change them up. But Oprah is one of my biggest. I just love Oprah. I don't know if anyone's listened. There's a great podcast of Becoming Oprah. I think it's called Becoming Oprah, or Being Oprah, or whatever it is. But basically, it kind of charts the rise and success of Oprah, and how she just went from being a news anchor to the overnight success she is. Not overnight. The ultimate success she is. And so Oprah would be one. Jamie Oliver. I mean, these are people who inspire me. Jamie Oliver, Oprah, Martha Stewart, Rachel Ray. Gosh, I don't know. It's always so hard. I love listening to these kind of inspirational podcasts as well. So Lewis Howes, School of Greatness, I've been listening to quite a lot. He'd be a great guest. Michael Hyatt is another one I've been listening to. He's really good. Rhonda Byrne. I love The Secret and that whole world of, believing in what's it called, like life planning and things like that. So those people would be big inspirations. Fairly big dinner party, and then all my pals and family and friends as well. So I just want a big party. What do you think? What do the Swedes think of Norway, Sophie? That's one for you. What do the Swedes think of Norway?
Love it.
There you go. You can see she's lying through her teeth. Why did you choose LA out of all of America? The sunshine. Literally, it was because of the sunshine. And the other things we discussed. Who's your favorite famous person you've met? That's a good question. I've met a lot of famous people who are not that nice. But there's a few people who do stand out, like who just take the time. It takes so little if you meet someone who is a fan of yours to go and say hello, give them a hug, take a selfie, be nice. It doesn't cost so much. And I've had a few different situations when you meet like one of your heroes, and actually I'm not going to name names, but when you meet your heroes and they're just not nice, like, and why? You know, like there's something going on with them if they can't take the time to say hello and be nice. Especially if you're a fan of their work, but I can't think off the top of my head who my favorite person is. Like Jamie has been like when I was 12, one of the first cookbooks I got was a Jamie Oliver cookbook, and when I finally got to meet him, he was just such a nice guy. So he definitely has to be up there as one of my favorites. Do you always have enough people around? Oh, that one disappeared. Sorry, it disappeared. Have you any more? You're very nice to meet. Someone just said you're very, very nice to meet. Explain Michael D. Higgins' personality and appearance to your viewers. Yes, the President of Ireland is an amazing person. He is the tiniest man you will ever see, and he kind of looks like he could be in Lord of the Rings. I hope he doesn't find that offensive because he's such a lovely guy. But he's a really passionate guy, and I love that we have a president in Ireland. Not that our president does very much; they're more of kind of a head of state. But I love the fact that we have someone, when it comes down to it, will speak the truth, who will stand up for injustice, who will stand up for people who are not being represented. And I love the fact that we have that in Ireland. And we've just gone through such great political moments. We actually, I'm not going to get into this because it's just going to bring a barrage of abuse. So, but anyway, I love where Ireland is right now. We've bits to change, but I think overall we have gone through so many great things in the last little while, and I just think we're as a very small nation, we are really. I hope that we stand as an inspiration to others, and especially in this time of where we're at right now. I think all those things I talked about, what our president stands for, I think that's such an important aspect to bring to the world. It's an important thing. Sophie?
If you weren't a YouTuber or a chef, what job would you have?
If I wasn't a YouTuber or a chef, what job would I have? I'd probably be a food photographer. That's one thing I do. I don't know if many people know this, but I do all the food photography, any images.
Do anything with food.
Oh, if I couldn't do anything with food, I'd probably go back and go back to the pop star world. I loved performing, and I loved one of my highlights was we sang a lot, or we supported the Pussycat Dolls. I don't know if anyone remembers the Pussycat Dolls now, but yes. We had a great time in the band, my fellow band members. We had just so much fun, and I would love to do something more like that. Probably now at the age I'm probably moving out of the pop star world, but I would love to do something in the music world and that side of things. So yeah, that would definitely be something. Some of the people are going, what the hell? He was in a pop band. Yes, maybe we'll leave a little bit of a link to if you want to check out my videos from when I was in a pop band.
Good question.
Oh, Sophie has a good question. Yeah.
It's in Swedish, so I have to try and translate.
Oh, Sophie has a question that's in Swedish, and she's translating it to me. So continue.
Except like store-cupboard ingredients.
Yeah.
What is the best ingredient you can't live without in the fridge?
Okay, so except for store-cupboard ingredients, your go-to fridge ingredient. That is a good question. What do I have in the fridge right now? That's a really good question. Oh, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. I love to shop for fresh vegetables. And someone said, what's your pop band name? We were called Industry. There's a channel, Industry Official, and you'll find us, or Industry Band. Fridge ingredients. My go-to thing is to have lots of fruit and vegetable, not even fruits, but just lots of leafy greens. So kale, rainbow chard, cabbages that you can shave up, fennel. So I tend to do, I can't just choose one. I'm sorry, there's no like quick go-to one for me. But I like to have my fridge filled with like salad ingredients and things like that. So that would be like my essential like shop. I always try and choose what's in season.
Have you ever been to Valentia Island in Kerry? I have not actually. I think I've seen it. I've been to Cahir Daniel, and I've been all around Kerry actually. Have we been to Valencia? No.
Yeah, it's out where.
No, Skellig. That's the Skellig Island.
No, we're talking.
Really? I think it's the Skellig Islands I've been. Emily Chen says, you suck at cooking. Well, Emily Chen, I hope you go and have a really crap day. Goodbye. Are you planning to do a collaboration with other YouTubers? Yes, we've loads of collabs coming up. We're going to be doing one with Gemma from Bigger Bolder Baking. I've been mentioning her quite a lot. We're doing one with Pop Sugar, which is quite exciting. I'm doing that next week. And there's a few other ones, but I'd love to hear, actually, please, if you're watching this now and you have some ideas of who we should collab with, please leave us a comment in the box below and I'll try and reach out to some people. Would love, especially if they're based in LA, I would love to hear that, because we're trying to get to know a few people over here. Love your cooking, thank you. That makes up for Emily's horrible comment. What subjects did you do at school and what were you good at? I loved art at school, and funny enough, someone mentioned what would I do without the food side of things, and when I was in school, one of the big things for me was art. I absolutely loved art, and I actually made a portfolio. I wanted to actually go into fashion, funnily enough, so I have all these beautiful, well, I say they're beautiful, but I have all these great drawings that I did when I was kind of trying to get into art college, and I got accepted, but then I decided I would go and do media studies. I'm going to stop for a second. Would you grab the little iPhone charger, because this looks like it's going to die and we don't want it to die. Collab with Rosanna Pansino. I collabed last year with Rosanna, and we did a cheesecake challenge, which was great. Collab with Jamie. Loads of people saying to collab with Nerdy Nummies, so that would be great. Laura Vitale, I would love to cook with Laura. Actually, I'm going to drop her an email, see if she wants to. I don't know if she does many collabs, but yes. Okay, do a collab with Laura. Loads of people saying Laura Vitale. Thank you, Sophie. Oh, we should show you this. We got this charger for the iPhone. I think was it at VidCon last year. Yeah. But Sophie went in to get her social security number the other day, and this is the charger. And basically, they stopped her to say that it looks like she was carrying a hand grenade. So anyway, that's what I have right now. I hope that's charging. Sophie has a good question. We're at like 45 minutes, so I'll do 15 more minutes, and then we're going to cut it off, because this is crazy. This is crazy long.
You always seem happy and enthusiastic, but there must be days when it's not easy to be smiling and happy.
That's a really good question.
Turn it on.
Sophie's just asked a really good question, or someone has asked. What's the person who's asked?
Leon.
Leon says, I come across as a very happy person all the time, and do I find it hard, when I have down days to have to switch it on? And it's a really good question, and it's one that, actually there's a big conversation about this going on YouTube right now, because there's so many of these like daily vloggers who have to be happy all the time, and they have to like put on the face, and they have to really be like enthusiastic about like just kind of mundane everyday life. Not that their lives are mundane, but life is generally, there's moments of ups and downs, and I think it's having that honesty through it. So yeah, I suppose on my videos, we're cooking through things, and I don't talk too much about like ups and downs, but I do think it's a big part of what I've been going through in the last 3 years, and because what I work with is kind of part of my lifestyle. You have this moment of like everything gets sucked in by work, and so my big thing is to try and find a separation point, and to make moments like tonight. We're doing a date night, and we're making specific times so that we're not working tonight, and that we're doing something for just us. And I think those moments, my big takeaway from the last few years is really to take time for restoration activities, because stress isn't a bad thing. Stress can be a really good thing. It can motivate you to push yourself forward. It can motivate you to achieve your goals. But if you get stressed with no time for relaxation or no time for restoration, it's at that point where you will actually reach a burnout. And so for me, my big takeaway in the last 2 years has been to find those times where you actually just plug out, and you do something for you, or do something with friends and family, or with loved ones. And one thing I do once a week, and I know this, and actually I'm really excited, because down the road there's a really cheap place you can get massages, like $40, where normally it's like $60. And I know this sounds over the top, but I try and have a massage, or get reflexology or something like that once a week. And I know it sounds crazy, but like that is my switch off. Like I work pretty much all the time, and so that is my switch off. Once a week I do it, and it's like, I know it's like my reset button. So like if you've had a crazy week, it's your reset button. And you know, if you can get a place like I have, $40, it's a bargain. It's a bargain. So I hope that answers your question about like having down days, and I absolutely do have my down days, and it's why, you know, we talked about a morning routine and talked about, you know, finding that balance, and it's why I do yoga in the morning. It's why I do my meditation. It's your mindset and how your mind is. It is not something that is going to be fixed. It's something you have to check in with every single day. And so like every single day you just have to check in. How are you feeling? What are you doing this year? You know, what's your intention for the day? And really you do have to just spend a bit of time working on that. Right, that is enough of that sort of advice. There's loads of people saying, come on, sing your boy band song. I was in a boy band briefly, but they were absolutely terrible. Whereas Industry, I am very proud of, and we did some great things with them.
Someone asked, did you finish your media studies because you went off?
Good question. Very good question. Someone asked me, did I finish my media studies in college? And actually, I dropped out of college to join a pop band. So if you ever worry that you are going to do the equivalent of joining the circus, which was what my mother thought me going off and joining a pop band was going to be, do it. Go and do it. Have an experience. Go and have a life experience that is just crazy out there that nobody else is having. Everyone can go to college, and please, you know, if you're in college right now and you're doing great, please keep doing that. And like, but college is not for everyone, and it certainly wasn't for me. I remember going to college, and actually, funny enough, we should talk about this, because I went to college, I did the first year, I completed my exams, and I actually failed one or two of the exams, and when I went off and joined the pop band, I went and I had to like go and retake those exams during the time while I was in the pop band. And the reason I did it was because I wanted to keep my options open to see if I'd go back a second year. So I actually deferred my second year of college, and when I went back, I went into the college, when the band had finished, I went back to college, and I just went into the first lecture, and I went, I just can't do it. I actually was almost in tears, because it was so not the path that I wanted to take. And I knew I couldn't like commit those 3 years to something that I really wasn't passionate about. And so I found a completely different route. I ended up doing a TV presenting course, like a hosting course, all about, you know, how to produce video content. And I ended up getting a job in a music TV station called Bubble Hits, and I started making a showbiz gossip segment. So I was editing every day, I was writing scripts, and you know, that gave me really essentially the skills I have now, and the sort of stuff that even right now what we're doing, you know, I don't think I'd be doing this had I not done that. So don't be afraid. If you hate your college course, go and do something different. You can find another one. You can go and get life experience. You can go and get a job that is specifically required or specific to what you want to do. So don't be afraid to take a risk and take a chance. And if you are in a college course and your parents are pushing you to do it, you know what? Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but make clear decisions, and don't ever feel like you're forced into doing something that you don't really want to do or that you're not passionate about. Sophie, another question. Ooh, someone's calling her. Ooh, who's that? I'm going to go back to here. Someone just says, I'm Batman. Okay, they're flying in. How do we get your advice on recipes? You ask a question, that's how. Have you ever been to the San Gabriel Valley before? I think I have. I'm so hungry and don't want to get up and eat. Okay. Love your cooking. Been trying out some of your recipes at home, and me and my mum. That's Indiana. Thank you very much. I'm thrilled to hear. I love hearing from people cooking my recipes. If you have cooked some of my recipes, we love to see them. So maybe hashtag Donal Skehan on Instagram. And I always look back and tag me on it. I'm going to start sharing people's recipes as they come up.
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
What is the best food export from Ireland except Guinness?
What is the best?
In your opinion?
Oh, what is the best food export that Ireland produces? That's a really good question. There's so many. Like, and actually, now that I'm in LA, I'm craving some Irish ingredients. Tato crisps, cheese and onion crisps, Barry's tea. Though actually, I have to say, I don't drink Barry's tea, but I normally drink kind of herbal teas. So yeah, I would say those kind of classic Irish ingredients. McCambridge's brown bread. If you're not making your own brown bread, it's a beautiful one. Bit of Irish cheese. Oh my God, I'm craving Irish cheese. I absolutely love it. There's Young Buck blue cheese. I can't wait. I was sick over Christmas, and I totally missed out on like all the festive food. And one of the things I wanted was that beautiful Young Buck Irish cheese. Kerrygold butter, you can't go wrong. Someone's just suggested that. As you know, we've done some branded campaigns here on the YouTube channel, and they always get such a lovely reaction. So yeah, that's definitely a great one.
Another question.
So we have another question.
What advice do you have for people that want to keep learning to cook while also having another full-time job?
What advice do I have for people who want to learn how to cook but also have a full-time job? It's a tricky one, and actually I'm starting to write a new book about this because, you know, the success of the recipes like the one-pan pasta, the spaghetti aglio e olio, you know, the quick cooking recipes. Like, I spent the whole of last year essentially cooking from different kitchens where I didn't have all the kitchen gear and equipment that I needed. And so essentially I found myself, you know, going to these quick cooking recipes, stuff that I could pick up. Invariably, most of these kitchens did not have like a big store cupboard of ingredients. So like it would be picking up a handful of 5 ingredients that I could make a dish out of, like with very little equipment. So I would suggest you go towards those recipes that are quick cooking that will start to inspire you and start to kind of build your confidence about cooking and start making you love cooking. And by doing that, it means that you'll start to kind of approach those more advanced recipes. And from that perspective, I think it's an important aspect of learning how to cook. So that would be my best advice. Just get into the kitchen and start cooking. Can you show us what's in your fridge? Maybe we'll do a fridge tour at some point, but right now we're doing one of these. Yeah, we need to get more stuff. That's a very good point. Someone said collab with Byron Talbot. I would love to collab with Byron Talbot. We were actually messaging the other day, and he is a fantastic channel, and I just have so much respect for the sort of dishes he does on his channel. He really takes his time with them, and I love that approach. If you haven't checked out his YouTube video recipe, oh my god, the words are failing me. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out. It's full of lots of recipes. And actually, I'm obsessed. There's a brilliant, I was watching this last night. I came across this, someone suggested in the comments, a channel called Binging with Babish. And he recreates all these recipes from like pop culture. So like The Office or Goodfellas, a whole load of different like movie food kind of elements. And he recreates them, and he does it with great humor and really good fun. So you have to go and check that out. I really love that. Do you and your wife have any skincare routines? Yes, I do actually. Funnily enough, I use Kiehl's. They sent me some very nice product from Kiehl's, so I've been using that. I have a routine. I always get crap from people in the comments about my little tash thing. This is all the beard I can grow here. I can't grow it here. I can just kind of grow this weird little kind of pervy beard thing that just looks horrible. But I shave it every day, and see this I shaved this morning, and it grows back so quickly, so it drives me absolutely crazy. My morning routine, I use one of those brushes, I use an oil, I use a sharp razor, and they tell you not to back shave. So anyway, sorry, we're going into quite a lot of detail here, but anyway, yeah, I use the Kiehl's facial moisturizer. Sophie, what do you use? You use that Le Caudalie or something. What's it called?
Yeah, I can't.
Caudalie or something.
Yeah.
When we had an Airbnb in Venice, there was an amazing spa right close to us, and it was called Caudalie. I think it's like a French brand. But anyway, she uses that. Where is Max? Max has disappeared. Oh no, he's over on the couch or the sofa. He's sitting over there. He's chilling out. So that's what our facial routine is. I don't know if you needed to know that. I'm gonna try and Donal, you cook awesome and you have a great personality. You are an awesome person. Thank you for that. Fanny Kaiser says, how long do you need for a single video until uploading? Oh, I don't know really what that question's about. Normally our videos are about 6 minutes, if that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure. What type of
2 more minutes.
Okay, 2 more minutes. You have to go to Sonoma, Paso Roble, Hedelsburg for wine and food. I would love to do that. Okay, there's last little few questions coming in here. Get them in. We'd love to hear any of your recipe suggestions. Please throw them in there as well. Someone says, love your eyes. Oh, hello. Maybe we need to go back to the disco party. Favorite condiment? Love fish sauce. My favorite condiment is fish sauce, and I love using it in different ways, not always like with the sort of Southeast Asian sort of inspiration. You can use it to do this most beautiful chicken recipe where it's what I call fish sauce chicken, and it's got a little bit of sugar, it's got a little bit of fish sauce, and you make this really great paste, and it's sticky and sweet and it's gorgeous. Are you planning to visit Vietnam again? Not at the moment, but my favorite, one of the chefs I follow on Instagram, Dan Doherty from Duck and Waffle in London, is in Vietnam at the moment, and I am just so jealous because it's his pictures and his Instagram story are just full with all the places I've been and I've eaten, and I just love it. So definitely want to go back there. Are you using a pestle and mortar? Could you please make a recipe with one? I actually don't have a pestle and mortar. I'm hoping they might have one down in that Asian supermarket down the road, but I'm actually missing it a little bit because I love making pastes and marinades and things and that, like that in there. How old are you? I'm 30. How old are you? Did you buy your house or rent? No, we're renting this house at the moment. Come to Texas. Would love to. Actually, I love the food in Austin, Texas, so I really enjoyed that. Please make a video with Laura Vitale. Would love to do that. Do you ever wish to open a restaurant? Favorite place to eat in Dublin? Good question. Love high end. Chapter 1. Spectacular food. Ross Lewis, the Don of Irish food. Great seasonal dishes and just like mind-blowing great food. Pig's Ear, traditional Irish food. Love the food there. Really, really great. Where else? I'm dying to try a new place. There's a place called Hang Dai, which is like a Chinese joint. Luna, a really great Italian inspired restaurant. They all kind of wear these cool tuxedos and they have a dessert trolley. Love that place. Fumbly Cafe is great. Brother Hubbard for brunch dishes. Pepper Pot Cafe do the most beautiful sandwiches. Bacon, pear, roast pear and Montgomery cheese. Spectacular. Best restaurant in LA. Love Night and Song Market. Love Valerie, which is a great little cafe in Echo Park. And Dinette, they're my go-to little kind of brunch spots. There's so many. Oh, Jelena. Jelena is my favorite restaurant in LA without a doubt. Right, guys, we've done an hour. We've done an hour of Q&A, so I think that is more than enough, and I hope you've enjoyed this. There's a load of questions coming in, and I'm sorry that we haven't got to answer every single one of them, but big thank you for tuning in for all that time. Keep the thumbs up coming. Please share this video. Leave us comments of any of your requests, what you'd like to see next, what recipes you'd like to see, anything you'd like to see more of on the channel. We're going to try and do a few more vlogs in the coming weeks to show you a bit of our kind of LA lifestyle, and then we're also going to try and do a few more cut down video recipes, just kind of smaller, quicker ones as well. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Big thank you for tuning in, and big thank you for all the love. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.